You know, when I started this channel, it was because I was extremely concerned with the way the world was starting to look at men.
And they're dying from this condition. And the condition they're dying from is being hated, being discriminated against. In a sense, if you look at the figures of men who lose their homes, their families, their children, and most of them, 90% of those homeless men are there as a result of domestic violence. They've been kicked out, they've been lost. We look at that, I think it's a form of genocide. I really do. I can't see anywhere in history when women have turned on men like this.
I realized that there was a serious problem. I saw that there was a drastic change between the women that I dated in my 30s versus the women that I'm now seeing in my 50s. And the more I interview women, and the more I see the detriment of what feminism has brought into the world of women, somebody screwed up. In some of these videos I'm going to be showing you is that women are coming forward now and saying, hey, there's a problem, because they realize that they're on the losing end of this whole debacle. The fact that the original feminists are coming out and saying, hey, this isn't what we had in mind. This isn't what we fought for. That should be a serious concern to women today, that they're on the wrong path. And listen, I'm a guy that supported the original idea of equality. And what I mean by equality, I'm talking about choices. I think women should have the same choices as men. But equality of outcome? No, 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 no. Not when men have to fight to beat another man for the same outcomes women want for free. No, that's not how the world works. Now, I want you to listen to these videos that I'm about to show. First, I love this young lady because she actually understands and sees the problem of men saying, no, no, hell no. There's no advantage of me getting involved with a Western woman in this part of the world. They're now going east. They're going outside of the Western Hemisphere, going to find women who are more traditional. They don't want the women who are coming with this crap.
I think that we've just got a very, very selfish culture of women. And to any women out there that say I have internalized misogyny or anything like that, that would require that I have a problem with women worldwide. I do not have a problem with women worldwide. I have a problem with Western women. And if you think that I'm just like making this up out of nowhere, reflect on the fact that there are Western men that are flying out east to find wives. Are Eastern men coming out west to find wives? No. Where in the world are men flying out in droves to marry American women? Nobody wants us. Why? We're big, we're selfish. We don't want to hear anything. You can't tell me to eat less. You can't tell me to change my life. You can't tell me it's not about me.
And who can blame them? Who can blame men? And I'm talking for the average guy. Listen, men who are in the top 20%, whether it's in looks, height, money, I'm not talking for those men, because those men have unlimited amount of options. Okay? I know. I was one of those guys. I worked my ass off. I got to a point where I could choose from the pick of the litter. I'm talking for the average dude, the average hard-working dude that makes a good, solid, middle-income living, who all he wants to do is to find a nice woman that he can have a few good kids, well-rounded, going to an average school, just having a normal family, both husband and wife working, both enjoying life, both giving each other great company, providing for a couple of kids, taking them right through the normal course of life. I'm talking for those guys, because that is the bulk of society, my friends. I decided to walk around with my camera and just take some videos of the men that women wouldn't even give a second chance to. These are those men right here. Those are the men that give women the comfort of saying, I don't need a man. Because to those women, these men are invisible to all women on the sexual marketplace. Most women don't see these men, but they enjoy all the benefits that these men provide. And the delusion to think that they don't need a man, not realizing that those are the men that make her say that. Because those are the guys that are delivering her food. Those are the guys that are keeping the electricity on. Those are the guys that are coming to her when she calls 911. Those are the guys that she ignores.
in the sense that women don't feel like they need men in the most physical sense, perhaps
that's
like
right.
naturally.
It's very interesting. Women don't feel like they need men in a physical sense because life is soft, but it's bullshit. And it's bullshit because you still need men by proxy, one, and two, the second life gets difficult, you very quickly learn how much you need men. But women will go, I'm independent, I don't need no man because I have an OnlyFans and men pay my OnlyFans, and if anyone comes up to me, I'll call a male police officer. I don't need men. Shut up, you idiot. Of course you do. You just named your whole life is based on men. The road you're driving on was paved by a man. The house you're living in was built by a man. The car you're driving was designed by a man. Your whole life depends on men. And the second anything bad were to happen to you, the second you were physically threatened, or times were to get hard, or war were to start, or famine, or riots, the first thing you do is find a big strong man, shit yourself, and throw the feminism out the window. Feminism goes out the fucking window the second that the snow needs shoveling, or there's a fucking broken down car, or the tire needs changing. Then all that crap vanishes. It's garbage. And this is the very interesting thing. I'll make a point here. The only people who could defend feminism are the men who subscribe to the garbage. If all the feminists were to get in a line and say, we want feminism, and the conservative men were to get in a line, you would learn very quickly it's bullshit. I had a friend in Afghanistan when Taliban kicked America out. And he told me the Americans were telling the girls they could go to school. So they built all these girls' schools, and they put the Afghanistani Defense Forces there, and they funded the Afghanistan Defense Forces to protect these schools. You had American satellites, you had night vision goggles. Taliban were afraid to attack. America leaves. Now you have Afghani Defense Forces. They're basically blind. They don't have satellites anymore. Don't have night vision, whatever. So now it's a real war. The men are standing next to this girls' school. The Taliban are coming. You're some dude. You're standing there, and you're looking at this girls' school going, I don't really give a if girls go to school. Bounce. And you didn't fight. So that's why they all gave up and Taliban took over so quickly. And when I said this, the girls like, yeah, they should have fought for us, feminism. Why don't the women fight?
Can I ask?
Oh, wait, the women can't defend their own idea. You need men to defend feminism. So that's why the whole thing is stupid. Because the second men don't defend it, it just fails fucking ideology. It's garbage.
And then complain they're no good men, and then go through the rest of her life miserable because she's lonely. Please tell me how that makes sense. This isn't what they had signed up for. No, I want you guys to watch these two old school euphemisms. You can't even say the word. Otherwise, my channel will probably get demonetized. You cannot even say the word. That's how ridiculous this thing is. Who says we screwed up?
I was a feminist when feminism was about equality, giving women an opportunity to find their rightful place, particularly in the public world, which was tremendously important and exciting when we achieved that. But what feminism today, to me, is all about advantaging women at the expense of men. And it's become very much caught up in the demonisation of males. I came across an article I wrote 40 years ago where we just started to notice how badly boys were doing vis-a-vis girls. What was becoming very obvious is there were also a lot of boys falling behind and not achieving their potential. We have really very much feminist ideology infiltrating all our education systems, systematic programs to continue to advantage girls, and no one taking any notice of the fact that boys are falling out in huge numbers.
Anywhere in history, when women have turned on men like this, men as who are the protectors, men who are out working, 75% of taxes are paid by men who are there and they are working for their wives, their children and their families.
But these two old ladies, one of the reasons why I use these clips as demonstration, because I'm hoping that women who see other women saying what the problems are and not coming from men, because they're not listening to men to make them feel that they've screwed up. You know how rare it is to find women who are being accountable? It's almost, they got to wait till they reach this age. Women reach this age before they say, hey, I'm going to say I'm accountable for this. I screwed up. Yeah. 70s and 80-year-olds. That's how far it is before women will say, yeah, I screwed up. So guys, just let you know, side note, don't look for women to be accountable for anything until they reach this age. Okay? And I hope that you guys will share this with other women to make them realize that they're not in a good position. Because men are leaving the West. I know, because I see them here in Dubai every single day. They're in the gyms. They're telling me stories of women who they've met from Philippines, from Thailand, educated, strong women, but still have that traditional way of looking at marriage and life and how they should treat a man. There are tons of them here in the UAE. A lot of guys are looking to move over to a lot of their countries. A lot of guys are looking to move over into their countries. They're not interested in bringing these women back to the West. Not in the least bit. That's the problem. And I'm telling you, ladies, that's a big problem. Because as it is, there are less men in the West than there are women. You know, all of these women that have to leave the Ukraine because their husbands and their boyfriends and their brothers are being blown to bits in a war. You know where they are? A lot of them are here in Dubai. And you know what? They're hunting. They are on the hunt for any Western man. They're lonely, they're afraid, and they need a companion. And they're willing to be as open. And a lot of them are already humble. Eastern European women are some of the most accommodating women when it comes to men. Yes, of course, you got the city girls who are just ridiculous, like everywhere else. And that's another thing. A lot of the Indian women I'm seeing now, a lot of those city girls from India, they're no longer as traditional as you think they are, gentlemen. So I just want you guys to understand that. The virus of feminism has moved and it's creeping across these areas, just so that you guys can understand that you got to be careful of the city girls from a lot of these Asian countries. And I'm talking about Singapore. I'm talking about some Eastern European countries, India, Hong Kong. A lot of these cities, those women have that same Western mentality. That feminism has infested a lot of these areas. Even a lot of the local women here in Dubai. I had an interview with a local woman who's saying that a lot of these young girls, all they're doing is looking for some rich local guy. They usually marry their own. They're not marrying foreigners. But they're looking for rich local guys, and there's not a lot of them around. So a lot of these women are highly educated, well put together, but lonely. But they're behaving with that same mentality, this I need the top man mentality. I need a prince. I need a sheikh, as they put it here. So I'm just telling you, the infestation, it's coming. Anyway, guys, listen, man. So I just want to say thank you all for your support. It's going to be a great new year. I'm going to be expanding the channel. And of course, please give me a thumbs up. That's the least you can do. And if you're enjoying my content, give me a super thanks. Always nice to be able to expand my equipment. I want to get more into podcasting as well, so I can bring you guys a lot more knowledge. And I want to be able to bring in a variety of guys from all over the world so that you guys can get a different perspective, not just from me. All right? So that is my future plans going into 2023. Yeah? But of course, I need you guys' help. Super thanks, super chats, whatever. Just support your brother, and I'll make sure that I keep pumping out this information for you all. Of course, let me know what you guys think. Hit me up with any questions. And yes, I'll see you guys in the next video. And always remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man.